our favorite Metal Gear Solid 5 story. Someone said that Metal Gear Solid 5 is the future of gaming, or they seemed really excited about it.
Yeah.
We are all playing Metal Gear Solid 5. We're all, everyone in the office. This is one of those weird moments where I'm like, is this what it's like to be into sports? And you come into work and you're like, whoa, how about the game last night? And then you just but it's weird because everyone was watching a different game.
That's the kind of cool thing where you could just be like, hey, in my version of the Yankees, they had 50 home runs and then their horse fell off a cliff and died.
Yeah,
and that would start the game over.
I mean, I guess if sports was anything like tactical espionage action, then maybe I'd watch it, but it's not. So there. Anyway, we're all kind of making up our own stories. We're not going to get into these spoilers here.
Yeah, I want to avoid doing that.
There is definitely a juicy story in The Phantom Pain, but it's more about just kind of you becoming your own action hero.
Yeah.
And the level of, like, last night you texted me. I wish I should have pulled up an image of this. You texted me your little avatar that you've made for your mother base.
My emblem, yeah.
It
is, you actually see on Snake's shoulder patch. And
so how much time did you spend making that?
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
I've probably spent too much time customizing.
Yeah.
Yours is great because it just says Horse Hotel, and it has an upside-down horse.
It's actually a donkey, but you can't tell when those animals are upside down.
That's true.
That's the trick.
Mine is a big red heart, and it says Old Lady.
Yeah.
Or Old Woman. And I'm just like, I love it because I'll be in these epic cutscenes, and it'll be like, boss, we've got to get in there and blow up the guys and get a new Jeep and do the thing with the C4, and you're like, I'm just looking at it says old woman on my shoulder, like a weird
or
decal.
like, you know, I'll extract a scientist and I'll push a button to call my helicopter, and this like baby blue chopper comes in playing Final Countdown, and it's like ba-da-da, ba-da-da-ba-ba, and it's really like it's really organic and epic that you can do that, and it's pretty awesome that that's happening at the same time as this like very dramatic story where you're murdering people and there's conspiracies and there's soldiers everywhere. Like, I actually really love that that's happening. So what I wanted to talk to you specifically about is that you've put about, what, 40 hours into this game right now? I've done about 35.
Yeah, I've got to be around 35, 40.
Yeah. And everyone, the way the game is designed, if you're not playing it, which, by the way, you really should be. And this is coming from somebody that hasn't really played them, didn't really get super into Metal Gear games before. I kind of dove right in on this one. The first hour is really disorienting, but once you're actually running around Afghanistan, tying, like, you know, people to balloons and stuff like that, it's fantastic. But it's really all about approaching a situation and deciding how you want to tackle it. And you can go in there guns blazing, you could be kind of tactical and then get caught and then start shooting everybody, which is kind of my way of doing things.
Sure.
It just always happens. So I wanted to ask you, let's swap some stories. Like, what's your favorite thing that's happened to you so far in this game?
So last night I unlocked a new weapon, the water pistol, and I was winding down for the night. I went back to Mother Base. I am in leopard print camo. I look like a big just a woman's fur coat, and my cool old woman base, which is pink. And I'm walking around, and I'm standing there, and I've got this water pistol, and I equip it, and I'm kind of squirting with it, playing with it, and this guy comes up to me, and he salutes me, and he goes, "Boss, I'm sure glad we saved all those animals." And I spray him in the pants, and he gets a big crotch stain like he peed himself. And I go up and I punch him in the face, and he goes, "Thanks, boss." And then I go over, I just turn immediately to my right, and there's a big old poster of an anime girl, and I go over and I go, "Ch." And then I pull out my cardboard box, and I select to have that poster on the side of it, and I go running around my base wearing an anime cardboard box.
Yep.
What is this game about?
Right?
Like, this game is about whatever you want it to be, and it's incredible.
Philanthropy on Twitch says, "I love how everyone is learning about how Metal Gear works now." I mean, you're right. I'm totally late to the party, and I feel like a big part of that was because every time I wanted to jump into one, there was a bunch of like very serious Metal Gear fans that were like, "Oh, you're about to play 3? Okay, so before you play that, you should play this, this, and this because it'll totally explain this, and this."
Well,
and like you explained the other day about how ridiculous the story is because it's actually completely out of order. And like, yeah, I'm late to the party, but like at least I'm here. You know, Max has been at the party since day one. He filled up the kegs. He's got the fridge. It's full of food and snacks.
I put out a whole bowl of different snack mix, and I just milled around where everyone's
He
waiting
mixed
to show
up the
up.
Skittles and the peanut M&Ms, which is one of the meanest things you can do at a party.
That's awful.
But I'm here now, and I'm happy about it. So Ancient Kazam says, "Baby blue is the best color for the helicopter." I agree, that and pink. So I had a moment last night where I was playing where I snuck into, have you seen those sort of like hillside bases that are kind of like, they sprawl along
the big forts kind of?
Yeah, and they're really cool because it's like a big stairwell covered in guys walking up and down them. And I did this thing perfectly. So I'm in there with D-Dog, and he's got his eye patch on and his little knife in his mouth. He's adorable. So I'm Fultoning people left and right. I'm pulling them off. I'm playing like a damn pro. And I get to the one little shack where the guy I'm supposed to get out is in. And I bust through the window. He doesn't hear me. I sneak up right behind him. I grab him. I choke him out. I pull him down. I'm like, where are your friends? And he tells me, and I go, where's everything else? He tells me all my stuff's popping up on the map. There are 3 guys guarding it right outside. And I'm like, this is perfect. I'm gonna sneak him out. I'm gonna throw him out the window, get him to the other side. All of a sudden, my dog busts in through the front door and he's like, hey, master, how's it going?
No.
And 3 people standing in front of the door are like, huh? And they see me in there holding this guy by the head and they're like, ah! And they start shooting me like crazy, fail the mission, everything's done, and my dog's like,
All right.
awful. Awful situation.
You should train your dog
But
better.
Then I went and did the exact same thing again, and I told the dog to wait to the side. He didn't bust in through the door, and I won. So it's really what it comes down to, you know? Like, it's really...
I love the fact that your dog can be like a diversion, and if some
Yeah.
guy sees you and you're like, you just die behind something, and then he goes over and he's like, oh, it's just a dog with an eye patch and a tactical vest.
Yeah.
Shoo, get out of here now.
Get out of here.
And it's like, they don't think it's weird. I love that they sort of like, there's that, the Metal Gear kind of gives you that. They're like,
Yep.
there's gonna be that, like, you can't steal a tank with a balloon, but you can in the game because it's fun.
Yeah.
And if somebody actually saw a dog dressed like that, they'd be like, what movie am I in? What weird version of Air Bud is this?
I love how they're just like totally okay with that, you know? It's
Yeah.
really funny that they're just
No.
kind of sitting there.
It's great.
I had this awesome moment with one of those levels where you had to take down a tank from like a hillside, right? So I have 6 rockets and I'm taking out the entire brigade of things behind the tank, and I get down there and I have 1 rocket left, and I go to shoot it at the tank, it misses it and hits the truck behind it, and I'm like, okay, I'm doomed right now. There's this tank and me, the only thing that's left. We've got a minute left in this mission.
But then they see the dog and they're like, oh, it was just the dog shooting rockets. Get out of here.
Get
shoot
out of
it."
here, it's okay. And I run up to this tank and I see it starting to move its turret, and it's got this huge tank shell facing right at me. So I run in between the tank and this huge rock. The tank shoots the rocket at the rock. It blows up back in the tank's face. The tank explodes and I win the mission and run out of there.
Yeah, it's really what the game is about. If you've never played Metal Gear before, you can absolutely play Phantom Pain and just let your eyes glaze over when the story is happening. Make up your own story, because that's what it's about.